Day. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, 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 we are getting started. Um, Welcome to my page. I am Danelle with Twisted Gypsy. I am here today to show you something a little different. Now, normally you see me making all kinds of either paintings or some, I'm kind of all over the place, but a lot of times I do a lot with like the Magnolia Design Company stencils. Today we are going to do something totally different, totally off the books, um, totally off my normal path. Not because I don't do it, but because I just normally don't do it live. Let's put it that way. For those that don't know, I am a very shabby chic. They call me Twisted Gypsy for a reason because I have like this gypsy soul. It kind of comes with my style. I like to travel, I like to dress accordingly. I am that girl who's going to be in leather and lace and denim 90% of the time. So it just kind of fits. It's just me, leather and lace, denim, country girl, wear my cowboy boots all over the place. Thank you guys. Hi everybody. Thank you for dropping in. Thank you for all your comments and everything. I hate to say it, but I'm probably not going to be able to see it. My eyes are a little bit watery from all of the change of weather and all that good stuff, but I will definitely follow up afterwards. So if I don't comment, don't get mad at me. I do see you guys commenting and putting things up, but I can't respond right now. So individually, anyways. So right now, let me show you. Sorry about to sneeze. Let me show you what I'm working on. Let me show you what we've got going on, and we'll get started. I mean, I think you'll enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. Like I said, I am a shabby chic kind of girl. So I am making these super cute cuff bracelets. Now, I told y'all early in the week, this is what we're going to do. We're making leather cuff bracelets. Normally, when I make stuff like this, like look at this one. This one's super pretty with the denim and the little rhinestones. Can you see that? Look how pretty that is. The lace. I did a really funky different background with it. That one's a little bit more up close. And of course, my camera's not turning around. Oh no, guys, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh well, most of this you don't need it to be turned around, so it's okay. So normally when I make these, I probably would take actual like old belts and cut them up, and but I don't have a thing for some reason I can't find my thing to put these little snaps in. So I know there's a way you can do it without it, but I'm not very good at that kind of stuff. So I actually just ordered new cuffs. These are probably going to go in our shop, or either that I'll put them on my Etsy store. I'm not 100% sure where they're going to end up, but um, I wanted to make sure they were going to stay, and I was afraid if I tried them any other way, they might not. So, that's how I roll. But so basically, they come like this. They're just like this really light colored. They've got the snaps already in them, all that. And I do have a couple that I've already started. Like I stained this one, and I stained this one, and I'm going to show you how I do that with these. But they do kind of have to dry. So while those are drying, I figure we kind of walk through this. Now, I'm going to tell you, I have no plan. This is a creative process. Usually I'm kind of in my own head and just kind of playing with things and laying stuff out. But we're going to do it together. So how fun is that, right? Yay! So if you are just jumping on and you see that little red button up there says we are live, guess what? That means we are live. I'm coming to you live. Make sure you sprinkle into your social media platforms. Make sure you hit all the hearts and the thumbs up and all the good stuff. It just really helps me grow, y'all. I'm working so hard at it. I've gained so many new followers in the past week. I'm so excited. Like I'm just pumped. I'm blown away. Working on that 10K though, y'all. Working on that 10K. So I appreciate all the support you can possibly give me. If I inspire you even this much, share it to your friends. Share it to the ones that you think might also be inspired. You see that hair? I got wild hair. I need to go get it done, y'all. I really do. Okay. So anyway, so that's where we're at. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you. It's nice to see y'all. Hi. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so that's kind of what I generally go with. Now I have like this whole little kit. This is what I call my shabby chic kit, okay? Sometimes I pull this out, sometimes I don't, but I have all kinds of crazy stuff in here. So this right here, Um, this is actually the lace that I used in this one. This I got from Dollar Tree, and all I did was pull it apart. So I just kind of pulled this lace off because finding this really soft lace that's really lacy, not like a crochet lace, actually harder to find than you think. So I use what I can. If I have it at home, that's what I use. Like I try not to go out and have to buy stuff just to do these projects with y'all or just to put into my shop. I try to use a lot of the things that I find at home. And I really like to be able to put my hands on things. I like textures and I like combinations of textures. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I like. Like, for example, I have the lace with the denim, and then I have some metal, the leather behind it. Like, I'm all about the feel of things and how it looks like that. Like, I don't like things just a smooth, pretty surface. Like, you know, people do a lot of that vinyl designs and stuff like that, or it just doesn't suit me. I need something with some texture to it. I need something with some contrast. So call it the artist in me, I guess. I don't know. But I also have a lot of different tastes. Like some days I like grunge and I like the whole steampunk stuff, which has kind of been my thing lately. Then I'm also very leather and lace. I also sometimes even like the cutesy stuff. I'm kind of all over the place. But anyways, so this is my shabby chic little hot mess packet that I got going on here. So I keep lace, which I buy this from Amazon, different types of lace. I have different pieces of like metal. Like if I pick things up and find it, like that's like a little old rig. Look at how cool that is. Sometimes some wood beads. I've got little brooches like this. Lots of things like, oh, this one might be fun. We might use this one on one of them. It's like a little music note. Look how cool that is. I'm going to leave that one out. I didn't know I had that. I have even like little stamp things, like little stamp. The state of Texas. I think I have the state of Texas right there. Another brooch. I mean, I've got all kinds of fun stuff in here. I mean, I even have like, look at, this is totally not me at all. I'm not like a skeleton person, but look at that. There's like a skeleton head. I mean, I've got it. I have, in here, I also keep a lot of things like little sequins, and this is a whole bunch of like little butterflies, you know, so all of this can kind of be used for this type of thing. And that's kind of what this is for. I try to keep it all close at hand because these mixes of materials really kind of inspire my creativity. So let's get to it, huh? Let's get to it. So I have this one like that. We'll do that in a second, but let me show you how. So I have what's called Voodoo Gel Stain. It's put out by Dixie Belle. It is a water-based stain. And that's basically what I'm using to make these darker. It's just a water-based stain. On this one, which you can kind of tell, there's like some blue and copper and stuff. I actually use the patina effect on that. That takes a couple hours to do, so we're probably not going to do that one together, even though it looks really cool. I think just this basic, like I really like that look. So that's kind of what we're going to do today. To do that, I use these I just take scrap. I buy this like scrap, I don't even know what this is called. It's just like material. It's like a cloth material, like a kitchen something. Get it in the craft section. It's not a tea towel, but it's something similar. I don't remember what it's called. But I buy that usually in bulk, and I just kind of cut it up. What are you doing? What are you doing? My puppy. My puppy. Usually I put her up, but she's here today. Aren't you? Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Everybody sees your ears popping up there, I bet, huh? Yeah? What? This isn't food. No, you don't see her. She's such a mess. That's my puppy. That's my dog. Never thought I'd love a dog as much as I love that one. I promise. She's got my heart. Okay. So anyways, we just take this Voodoo Gel Stain, put a little bit right there. Actually, I like to actually just stick it on there like that. Now I'm going to tell you this dries pretty quick, okay? This dries pretty quick. So you want to move fairly fast, and all I do is just rub it in circles. Now I have tried to go back and forth, and it works, but you have a better effect. It just looks better if you go in circles. Just trust me. You can do it the other way if you absolutely must, but I promise you it actually does look better if you do it this way. And you can see, like, I didn't even get to the edges yet. It's already dry. So we'll go ahead and put a little more on there. Mix it up. There we go. Okay. Here we go. We're going to do the other side, and we're just going to do all three of these quick, set them aside. It doesn't take real long, but in order to move on, you kind of want to have them somewhat dry. So rather than just sit here and stare at each other while this one finishes up drying, we'll just go ahead and do the others. See? Now we just got to let that dry a little bit. Now this one I actually did with a different color. This is Black Magic, the Voodoo Gel Stain Black Magic. This is Voodoo Gel Stain Up in Smoke. That's like a gray color. We might try that on the other one. And the other one that I used, which I guess I didn't put up here, that's okay, was called Tobacco, and it was a lighter brown. It came out much lighter. See the difference in color here? Came out much lighter. We might try that gray, that Up in Smoke. We might try that one for the last one. So we'll go ahead and do another one in this black. Of course, it doesn't really come out black, but it does give it a really nice dark stain. I am kind of pushing it onto my mat, but that's why I have a mat. And if you notice, my mat is so well loved because it's always so dirty. I hate to even like do my reels and stuff with it in the background because everybody does their reels with like this super pretty background. Then there's me. I've got like this painted, all messy. But look, I'm going to tell you, I feel like an artist studio that's covered in paint is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I don't know why I feel like that, but there is a picture out there, and I have it on my phone. I have it saved. There is a picture out there of a studio that I have always dreamed of. And I tell you what, there are paint splatters everywhere in that thing. It's like an organized, chaotic mess, if that makes any sense. And I feel like that's me. I feel like I wish I could do that. Can't do that because my space is in my dining room. Someday I'm going to have a space where I can just let loose and that paint is going to fly and I'm not going to worry about it. In the meantime, this is my mat and that's the best I can do. All right, so since I'm switching to a different color, I am going to grab a different piece of rag because I don't know if it'll collide or not. I've never used that Up in Smoke, so we'll just have to see. So I'm just going to cut a little bit up. And then I always like to make sure I shake this stuff pretty good before I open it up. And I honestly don't know if I've ever used this. Let's check. Nope, look at that. It's never even been used. I've never even opened it. I'm such a hot mess, y'all. So in the comment section, tell me what you guys, where you guys are at. Tell me where you're from. Tell me where you're at. Tell me, because I want to know if your weather's anything like ours is right now. Texas is cold. It is miserable. Schools are closed. It's just horrific, horrific, horrific. So if you have snow because you're up in Minnesota, or if you're in the negatives because you're like somewhere else, maybe you're in Alaska. I want to know where you're at. Tell me where you're at and tell me what your weather's like, because right now I don't feel like I'm in Texas. I feel like it is way too cold. I live in the South for a reason, because I like to be warm, right? I just like to be warm. So here we go. That came out really, really runny. I might not have dried it quite enough. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nothing like having issues right off the bat. Who knows? This one we might not be able to tackle today because I almost poured that. I mean, didn't we just sit here and shake this? Why is it doing that? I don't know. Okay, let's try it again. That's a little bit better. Okay. Like I said, we go in circles, and I don't know if this is going to be one that I'm going to like, y'all. I think I'm going to like that black better. We might just go over it with the black. I'm going to put more on there. Dries so fast. Dries so fast on this leather, which is good, but we'll just see how it dries. And then we'll go from there. If we want to change the color, we can change the color. But I really kind of like that dark black on there more than anything. So here's the creative process. This is where I get stuck. We got 3 drying. I'm going to work on 2 with you guys all together. I don't have any vision as far as what I want to do with these. I have none. Here's what I do know is I picked up this while I was live with you, this little music note, and I feel like that would be super pretty. So we're going to maybe use that. I have like this really nice, pretty white piece of lace. I haven't used that on any one of them yet. So here's what I do is I just kind of lay it out and I just look at the contrast of how things look together. There is no right or wrong way. Like in art school, they will teach you you should have, you know, very contrasting colors, nothing similar, blah, blah, blah. To me, it's honestly like, is it appealing to me in my eyes? If I never sell this, will I wear it myself? Because look, I'm a creative. I've been a creative my whole life. I have sold several paintings. I have a lot of projects that I have sold. I have a lot that I haven't. I have a lot of things that I put out that just take over my whole house. So sometimes I have to make sure that, you know, I'm going to be happy with what I'm doing here. I'm going to be okay with this. If it never goes anywhere, will I feel confident? And that's, I mean, I do this because I love it. This is something I truly enjoy. So I want to make sure I like it. I don't really so much care what anybody else thinks, if that makes any sense. I kind of care what you guys think because you're my followers, but I mean, if you don't like it, I can't change that. I can't do anything about it. You know what I mean? So we're just going to play with some different things. I really like this. I just don't know how I'm going to utilize it. Like I'm sitting here trying to think how, I mean, I could just stick it on there. I'm not so good at just throwing stuff down and calling it good. Like I'm just not. I feel like I need to do, I'm going to have to cut off those sides too. I didn't even notice it has like a little skull on the bottom. All right. I just sat there and told y'all I'm not big into the skull stuff, but you know what? I really like that. So we're going with it. All right. So what if we had one of these plates? This is what I'm talking about. It's a process for me. So I have a stamping plate. That's what that is. It's got a little hole on the bottom, but I can cover that up. What if we did something like that? Maybe even put something in the background, maybe Mod Podge it a little bit and then sand it out. I think that would be pretty. And then just simply put it out like that. I would wear that. What do you guys think? What do you think? I think we're going to do that. I do. And I know I get quiet when I'm thinking because I just don't ever know what's going to happen in my head. So to start with, like I said, I kind of want to throw something on there to give it some contrast. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I do have some craft paper, but man, I've been all over this newspaper lately, y'all. Oops. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put this newspaper. We're going to Mod Podge my grandma's newspaper. If you haven't noticed, I've been all over that. Starting next week, I think I'm going to start doing a junk journal, like a weekly or bi-weekly or a bi-daily, every other day or something, do an entrance, or just once a week do an entry. Do it live with y'all. What do you think? Would that be fun? Has anybody ever heard of a junk journal? So a junk journal, if you're asking, is really just kind of like a collection of different things, like a collection of all of the random scraps and stuff that you have put into like an art journal. Now, I've seen them where they just kind of randomly throw it together like a scrapbook. That's not really what I want to do. I want to do like take all the scraps and stuff that I have, create a page, and then do like a painting or a drawing on top of that. And I want to do that like once a day or once a week, like with you guys. What do you think? Would you enjoy that, or do you think I'd be kind of boring? I don't know. You never know. My mind always goes to weird places, y'all. I always have crazy ideas and I never know what to think. But if you think you'd enjoy that, just let me know. I'm just taking a piece of scrap newspaper and I'm Mod Podging it. Not terribly thick because I want it to dry because we are live. And I'm also making sure all the bubbles are kind of worked out. Normally I don't do that. Normally I just kind of, let it be. I haven't cut it to size or nothing. Once it dries, I'll just rip off the sides. And I'm actually going to take kind of like a sandpaper and go over it and kind of make it broken and kind of falling apart and just different. That's what I'm thinking. I have all of these crazy ideas, y'all. I'm telling you. You never know how they're going to turn out. And because we are doing this live, there is no telling if this is going to work. You know, I have a tendency to screw things up, y'all. All right. So in the meantime, let us figure this out. Okay. Let's do this part here. We're going to do it on that lighter color one that I did that I wasn't too thrilled with how light it was, but I think it'll look good with this contrast. Okay. With the really white lace. Now, you can't just take lace and throw it on top and have it go all the way across. Okay. And can you figure out why? Because if it goes over the snaps, it's not going to snap. If it goes over the snaps, it's going to look funny. So what I do is I put it on, assuming that my wrist is about average. And then I grab a pen or a marker, throw things around, and I kind of figure out where the center is. Just kind of push it up, figure out where the center is, and I put a dot right where I feel like the center is. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? But randomly, closely, I put a dot. That's how I do it. What are you doing, Mins? What are you doing? Now, if you look, can you see that dot there? It is actually not directly in the center. It's like right here. But guess why? Because when you close this up, it overlaps. Now it is in the center. You see? Does that make any sense? Okay. Then your lace has to be roughly about 6.5 inches long. I use the measuring thing on my board here, 16.5. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I just kind of go like on this lace. I want to make sure I'm not cutting into something that would change up the vision of it. So if I have to go a little smaller, I go a little smaller. And then I just kind of lay it out and I figure out where that half point mark is. And I try to make it halfway. So it's roughly 3. And I use my fingers. So this is 1, 2, 3. That's what they teach us in art school. When you're measuring and you're visualizing, visualize your finger is about 3 inches long. Okay. First knuckle's about 1 inch. Second knuckle's about 1 inch. It's probably off by a little bit, but it's close enough. Okay. But I use that to measure. And then once I get that in place, use my favorite glue, E6000, E6000. And then what I do is I kind of fold it in half so I'm not losing my place. And where that lace is just a little bit thicker, okay? Not where it's like got holes and stuff in it. I put some of that E6000. Now, this is a project that we're not going to actually be able to try on together, okay? Because it needs to set up. I can't really do my 2 glue method because if I do, it'll burn going through this lace. So we just can't do it. We just need to let it sit. All right, so once I get that side down, then I'm going to flip the other side over. And I'm going to do the same thing. Kind of where all those thicker parts are, I'm going to put some of that E6000. Try not to go through the holes because nobody likes to see big globs of glue. My nose won't quit running, y'all. It's so cold. So cold. I do have the heat on, but I don't know. Just can't get warm. Okay. Then we lay that out, flatten it out. Now we got to kind of let that sit for just a few minutes before we do anything else with it. We don't have to spend too terribly much time waiting on it. We do have, I mean, it's going to take 24 hours. We're not going to be able to try it on. Like this one's been sitting here about 8 hours, and I'm still a little leery about kind of putting it on my wrist. The other one, I'm deathly afraid to do it because it actually has like a bigger, wider piece right here, and sometimes that'll pop up if it's not set. And it can take 24 hours to set, so we need to be careful. But I really like this, y'all. What do you think? I really like that. I think that's so pretty. I might just keep it anyways, not even try to sell it. You never know. Okay, so once that's in place, we're still working on this piece, and it's not quite dry, but it's close. Let's grab the heat gun, huh? Now, while this is kind of drying, we can kind of talk about the next one. So the next one's really dark. It's got a really dark color to it. Not 100% sure what I want to do. I don't know, trying to get that vision. It's always a interesting thing. Trying to decide what I want to do with it. That might be good enough. Close. Ooh, that's hot. We're going to let it sit just a second. So what if we used an actual brooch, like a pretty brooch like that? What do you think? Do you like that, or is that too gaudy for you? It's different, very different. It's got pearls in it, which I love pearls. We might use this really thin lace. I don't know. I kind of like that. Let's check it out. So like I said, I got this stuff from Dollar Tree, and it comes like this. Okay. And I had it. It's just sitting around. I've never really used it, but I have it. And I wanted a much thinner, softer, beautiful lace, and I didn't have any. So I thought, well, I wonder how easy that comes apart. Turns out it comes apart pretty easy, y'all. Just rip it apart. It comes apart. Okay. See, I really like that dark with that beautiful light lace contrast. Now with this one, I threw denim over the top. Now I could do that again, and it would be absolutely gorgeous. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's take a look. I like it. I really like it. That denim and lace. I'm telling you what, I'm a sucker for it every time. So it looks like that's what we're doing. We'll put that there. And it does have some sequins in there. So we could maybe throw a couple sequins in it just like we did with this one. So this isn't far off from this design other than the background is a little bit different. We have a different little thing here. But it's pretty, it's really pretty. I think I really enjoy it. I like it. The only other thing I could think of doing would be, let's pull out my bag of tricks here. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Okay, we could always do something like, oh my goodness, I've got so many cool things, y'all. I'm not bragging, I'm just telling you. I got so many cool things. I fall in love with all of this like metal type stuff. And it can just get overpowering and overwhelming. And I wonder how easy that would come off. I could go put like a flower up there. Nah, I don't like that either. We could do something with the center, but I don't like that. Okay. I really kind of like our first choice, but maybe that's just me. I mean, I could take my steampunk type gears. Those would be pretty. I could take this old-fashioned thing. I wish I had a picture of like, I wish I had like a newspaper picture of an older, like antique, like older antique person, just 1800s maybe. Somebody, I might have to find something. I might make something like that. Shabby chic type. I bet that would be gorgeous. I absolutely think it would. I think we're just going to go with what we were talking about. I just feel like that's what I like the most. Okay, well, we're letting this sit up. There we go. All right. And now we are going to pull this off because this is dry. Kind of picked out what we're doing for the next one. That's exciting. And now we can kind of move on to our music note with the skeleton on the bottom. How did I not even notice that was there? I mean, it's fine. I'm like, I get it. The whole style, you know, that steampunk look is all, it's a cross between like Victorian and like, is it like Louisiana dark type stuff is the way I look at it, but maybe that's just me. But I know it is like a cross between like Victorian and vintage, just different stuff. Okay. So now I kind of want to clean up. I want to see some of that bronze coming through. So I'm going to kind of scrape off with my little sanding block some of this newspaper on the outside. And I'll show you up close in a minute, assuming I can reach the effect I'm trying to get to. I think that's good. Maybe a little bit more. See, you can kind of see on the outside still, but there's also like words and stuff that you can still see. Like you can still see that newspaper. This would be super cool too with like old handwriting. I think that would look gorgeous. Like if you could even just take a picture and print it up on your computer. I actually had someone comment on one of my videos where I was doing something similar. And she's like, why don't you take piece of paper and print it out? Because I was complaining that I can never find newspaper. She's like, print it out and then just kind of dye it, you know, and she was right. I could have dyed it with like coffee or tea, something along those lines. Yeah, that's more like what I'm looking for. You see that? And then I do think I'm gonna grab some wax too. Hold on. Hold on. I told you this is a process. I get these ideas and they just kind of come to me and I just kind of roll with it. Okay, that's all right. Cutting a new piece of cloth. Like I said, good thing this stuff is cheap. A piece of cloth. Okay. And now I'm just going to kind of dabble around the outside. Like, I don't know if I'm going to like this, but I'm going to try to like it. We're going to see. We're going to see. Give it very antique-y, vintagey. I actually follow a couple creators who do a lot of stuff with this style, and I was actually really surprised because I heard her the other day telling people that she didn't feel like this style was appreciated anymore. Like she didn't feel like Facebook was a right platform for it. I feel like it's the perfect platform for it. If it's you and it's your personality, don't you think? I mean, or is it just me? Like maybe nobody likes this. Everybody likes the Dollar Tree stuff. I like this. I like to see the original stuff. And that's what I try to come up with. That wax changed it. Look how cool that looks. Doesn't that look amazing? I'm so in love with it already. All right, so now I have this piece, okay? This is what we're going to stick on top. Now, guess what it's got? Some weird little things that's going to not let it sit flat for a bracelet. I don't want that. And I'm not going to lie, I can't promise this is going to go my way. Like I said, we are experimenting live. You never know what happens. So I have these little tools that I kind of play with. And earlier I was doing the same thing and I actually ended up like shooting one of these way across the room on accident. I don't know. It can be dangerous, y'all. But the good thing is really when they make these, they don't make them that great. Like they come apart pretty easy. So, I mean, that's not a good thing if you're buying them to last, but they're for like me trying to do something crazy with it, it's a good thing. We're just kind of clipping, trying to get the back piece off. It's just soldered on there. It's not like it's welded or made that way, but it's also in such a weird, awkward position. Like sometimes you get the ones that just have the little loops for the necklaces. Those are easy, but this one has like a dual. So, and I didn't really inspect it that much when I grabbed it. I just really liked it. So hopefully we can make it work. Another trick is to make sure you probably should not do as I do as I say. Okay. Maybe wear some safety glasses. I just close my eyes or move them aside and hope that I don't end up with nothing in my eyeballs. And that's horrible. I know it is. Trust me, I know. Okay. Almost there. Ah, you got to be so strong. This might be enough. Cut enough. Maybe if I take a little bit of sanding paper and sand it down just a little bit. I know, I'm weird. Look, I used to buy stuff and I would look for things that were already designed perfectly to go with what I had laid out, which is fine, right? There's nothing wrong with that. So if I needed something with holes in it, I would look for something with holes in it. But if I needed something without holes in it and were something in the back, I would look for that specifically for that. Problem is you're limited. Eventually, I just said, you know what? I might be able to cut that off. And if I can't, I will cover it up with something else. And now I've got to the point where I don't care if there's little loopies on there or extra pieces. I'll figure out a way to get it off. And if I can't get it off, I'll figure out a way to cover it up. Make it work. Creativity at its finest, y'all. Okay? It's not all the way gone. I still have a little bit. You see that? But it's better. It's a whole lot better. So I feel like that's good enough. When I put that on, what do you think? I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. Okay, I'm going to, again, E6000, you want to hit the places that it's going to be touching, touching the surface without leaving goop, okay? Okay. Where I like to also use, I might have to grab a new one. I like to also use like little picks. Do I have one? Yes, I do. Toothpicks, things like that to kind of add this to, because look, this E6000, it comes out thick and stringy. These are tiny, delicate parts, okay? And it doesn't take much to hold it in place once it dries. So I don't need a lot, but I do need to make sure that it gets on there without being goopy and leaving glue marks and glue glumps all over my project. So I use these smaller little pieces to apply. I put it in areas that I feel like it'll come in handy. It doesn't need to be the whole thing because, like I said, this stuff is stronger than you realize, but it does need to be in definitely where it's going to be touching as often as possible, just because you want it to last, right? Okay, so I'm going to flip it over. And now I'm going to apply it. Now this does take, like I said, 24 hours for it to set up. So I'm not going to freak out or panic or whatever. I'm not going to mess with it, but I am going to put it in place. Oh, see, I've already moved. It's already moved. I could use a tad of hot glue on this, I guess. I think I want to put just a little bit more glue underneath. No, it's sticking now a little bit. Maybe right here. Like I said, this is one of those things you just want to let it sit. Okay. I'm going to put it in place. I'm going to let it sit. Okay, we're just going to let it sit there for a little while. It's going to take a while for that to catch. That's okay. That's all right. So we can put that one in place in just a minute. In the meantime, we can work on this one. Like I said, we're going to do these two together. The other three are just setting up, and we're going to let them stay there until I feel like working on them another time. This one is also 6.5 inches. I'm just going to lay it out. Grab my scissors. Roughly 6.5 inches. We're going to do our mark. Okay. Buckle it up. Where did I put that marker, guys? Did I put it away? I guess I did. Okay. Find our halfway point. Once again, thank you guys for joining me today. I'm sorry if I'm not acknowledging you. I am having eye issues. I can see some things coming up, but I just cannot make it out. I will respond when I'm all done. I promise. Okay. I promise. I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. That does not look right to me. We're going to do it again. Was I paying any attention there? That is not right. That's not even close, y'all. What the heck? Okay. That one might be. All right. All right. Okay. There we go. So now we can put this lace down. Now this lace, very see-through. That E6000 that I'm going to lay down is going to be very see-through. So that's why we're going to do the denim on top. We're going to kind of move this around a little bit in the center there. Remember where I said find your halfway point, flip it. Now this one, I'm going to lightly, just do a light, gentle coat this way down the center. And the reason being is because I know that it's going to show through this lace because this lace is so fragile and what's the word I'm looking for? What's that word? Y'all, what is it again? You know what I mean. It's just dainty and whatever. So see what I mean? You can see that glue coming through, and E6000 kind of will stain like that. So that's why we put something over the top. I haven't quite mastered out how to do it any other way. Now, I'm sure there is a way. I'm sure somebody can teach you probably a little bit differently. But for me, I would just rather go over it with something than fight with it, especially considering I absolutely adore this stuff. Okay, so this, I am going to trim off all that excess. This is just scrap jeans. They are my husband's scrap jeans. He outgrew them, or I think they were maybe work jeans that needed to be replaced. You know, he works in the oil and gas industry, and they get kind of dirty, and eventually they're no good anymore. So, but just like everything, I can't throw nothing away, y'all. I just can't throw nothing away. I mean, I can, and some things I do, but some things like this, like texture, like jeans. I mean, I love denim. I put denim in so much stuff. I use them in my hats. I use them in my bracelets, obviously. I make other types of jewelry and stuff with it. I'll make wallets, and it's just a fashion thing for me. I mean, it is my fashion. So, all right. So we said 6.5 inches. Let's measure that out. 6.5 inches. Cut it down. So it's roughly about the same size as the lace we already have up there. In the meantime, our stuff should be drying, but this one, all we need to do, there we go, is lay this one out. And then we have this one. This one's easy because that brooch is so pretty and it's got big parts on it. We don't have to build that one up like we did the music note. And I just love that music note. I am super excited about that one. Like, part of designing Your own jewelry is actually designing it, not just, I mean, yes, sometimes you can just take stuff and put it together, but to me, I have so much appreciation for things that just have their own look, their own creativity. Nobody is going to be able to find that piece anywhere. That's something that you and I created together right here. Okay, just lay that and center it over the top. And I just kind of push it down, hold it in place for a hot minute, not terribly long. Like I said, we're going to let it sit up for 24 hours. I will take more pictures tomorrow so y'all can see, I promise. How long have we been live even? I don't even know. I wish I could see. I really do. Okay. And now we're going to put some more glue on the brooch because we want that to stay. And center that as best I can. So roughly 3 or so inches, a little over. There we go. That's about right. Okay, push it down. Now I'm really not quite sure what I want to do. So like on this one, I just put some extra burlap type ribbon down the side with these two little pieces here. This has got gold though, so it's different. This one I put a couple little rhinestones that I felt went really well with that. I'm not sure. I don't know if I really want to do rhinestones, but I mean I can. I do have some pearls, just plain pearls if I pulled this apart. I don't even know if I can pull this apart, but I guess I could cut it. That would be cool, huh? Are they the same color? Those pearls are a different color, so that would look funny. Good thing I checked, huh? I wonder if these ones are the same. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Should I put some pearls there? Those would be pretty. I mean, maybe one or two on each side. But they're going to have holes in them, so I don't know. I don't know. I've got like this, but those are big. They're really big. I don't like that. That's a too big. Those are too big. Okay, I need to press this down a little bit more. See, I'm playing with it, moving it around. It ain't dry yet. Sorry, y'all. I'm looking and trying to find us something fun. Trying to find us something fun. I might just leave it because I just cannot decide what I want to do. And I feel like that's nice enough. I do have some gold. No, that doesn't look good either. We might just leave it. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think. What would you do? Would we add maybe some rhinestones? Or would you just let it be? I do have a couple rhinestones here, and it does have some rhinestones in the center. It's just the little tiny touches. Like, I feel like you don't even realize how important those little tiny touches are until you've got them in place. So let's just lay them out and see. See, I like that. All right, we're doing it. I like it. I like it. We might even do another one each. So to do that, all I'm going to do is the same thing. I'm going to use this here. Going to grab my, oh. Now I usually have like a setter or something, but I don't right now. So don't know where it is. So I'm using my big clunky fingers and I'm just grabbing a dollop with this little pick and I'm going to put it in place. Probably use the back end to put it down. Same thing, grab it over here. Get a good grip on them. They're so tiny, so tiny. Okay. Dip it in this, and I'm not even pushing. I'm just taking what's on the top. Making sure it applies. Okay. And then I will press it in place. I think we'll do one more. We'll do one more on each side. Okay, and then we're going to move on. All we have to do is finish the next one up, and I don't know if we're going to do much more. We might put some rhinestones on that one too. And then put our little music note in place. And then we just got to let them sit, and that's all I've got for you guys today. I do still have more, but they need to dry thoroughly. That wax needs to dry, or that stain needs to dry thoroughly. So I really can't do too terribly much until it does. And it might be close enough, but you have to remember lace and stuff, the fabric on that stuff will pick up any shred of anything. So that's why I really like to wait, because this is what we are working with. We are working with that, but I only have 2 more to do, or 3 more to do. And then I've got my whole stash complete. So once I'm done with this with you guys, we have 4 that I can add to my shop. And then once I finish those, I will have 7. I did have one that I experimented with some alcohol inks and did not like it. So that one is in the trash. I always got to have at least one that I play with and do something different and decide, it ain't gonna work. Okay, where did that go? I lost one. Is it stuck to me? Where did it go? Oh, it's on my finger. Oh my goodness. My hands are dirty and sticky from working with this stuff. Okay, almost done. All right, a little bit more. Okay. Isn't that pretty? I think it's so pretty. I love it. I'm so excited. We're going to let that dry. Be ready tomorrow for pictures. Okay. And this one, we are close with this one too. We made that beautiful little thing. And we got to find the center. It's already in place. Actually going to think, I don't know if it matters, does it? I don't know. We're going to go like this. Okay. Oh, flipping it around. And I can still see my little dot there. So that really, really helps. And because this is such a big flat piece, this one I don't need to be too terribly careful with. I can just throw it all on there. Don't need too much, but I don't have to worry so much about it. That's actually really easy application. Now this one might be pretty cool with some gears or something, because it's just a little plainer than I want. It's not plain by no means, but it's simpler than I'd want it to be. So I have some small gears. Let me find them. Maybe I can find them. Maybe. Where's all the little guys? Where's all the little guys? Okay. So I've got like that one. That's kind of cool. A little bit bigger than I'd want it to be though. And that one, that's gold. We don't want gold. Ooh, what was that? That's gold. All right. Almost there. Oh, look at this. I had a silver one too. I need to dig. I need to dig through this a little more. Oh yeah, there's the little guys. That's what I'm looking for. They're sitting right here on the bottom. So we might just kind of layer them, huh? That's cool. I like that. I'm so easy to please, y'all. That's gold again. That's gold. Yep. Okay, one more. Let's see. We are going to almost done.
Are you talking to yourself again?
I've got my camera going.
Oh.
You're fine. You're fine. Not a big deal. I'm just trying to finish these up. So, all right, let's see. Almost done, y'all. Almost done. Okay. That was my mother-in-law. She is staying with us for a while. She's been fighting a cold. So that has like some staining in it. That's kind of cool. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm iffy about this a little bit, but I'm also kind of like really liking it. Let's just do it. Let's just see what happens. I might throw. Let's just do it. Okay. All right. Here we go. We're going to do it. I'm not fighting it no more. We're just going to go with it. This is a little itty bitty guy. I like that guy. Wish I had more of them. I probably do, but I'm not going to sit and dig for it forever. We are almost done, and I know you guys have better things to do than to sit around and watch me dig through all of my accessories here. And did I put one away that I wasn't supposed to? I think I did. It's fine. We'll use this one. There it is. Okay, we'll just go like this and like that. All right, so now you're going to see I just have this little guy right here. I'm just going to put some of this on there, put it in place. Now I'm going, oh man. Now I'm going to put the top piece on, put it in place. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing with the other one. I'm lightly putting this stuff on because these are very thin pieces around the gears. Best part is if you don't like the placement because, you know, for whatever reason we're rushing through it, I can always kind of go back and just move them around. All right, so there we go. All in place. Oh, you know what? I'm still not done. Now I'm going to add these now. And I don't even know if I'm going to like this. I'm just doing it. Just doing it. Mostly because I see that I have glue coming out those little holes. And I don't want anybody to see those eventually. And this is a perfect solution. Yeah, I'm loving this guy. This is so cool. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna let it dry. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? So easy, so fun, and just try to use some random things that you have laying around. The only thing is like I said, a lot of times I'll show you something for instant adhesion and whatever else. This is not one of those things. We actually have to let these sit 24 hours, let them dry, let them go through what we need them to go through before we can move on. I still have 3 more to finish to actually finish this whole set, but to be honest with you, I might just do those 4 and put these up. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow morning I'll finish them. You never know. Inspiration has to hit me just right. So I know I haven't really called any of you out individually. I thank you so much for joining me. If you just hopped on, hit those hearts and those likes and all those good things. I haven't even really asked you to do that this time just because I've been in the thought process. This is how I roll, y'all. This is how I think. This is how I get things done. This is the way I do it. So I thank you so much for joining me. I will post pictures later so y'all can see. Let me know what you think, please, because I mean, this is just a different kind of look, something that I don't usually kind of do with y'all, but it's easy and anybody can do it. All you have to do is order those anywhere. Look for some scrap materials and don't be afraid because your normal mind tells you that everything has to be shiny and pretty and unified. It's not the case. There are contrasting fabrics and contrasting textures and contrasting different things that when you put them together, they're absolutely gorgeous. And this is just a prime example, okay? This is a prime example. Also, if you are interested in purchasing any one of these when you see them done, I will have them probably on my Etsy shop. I don't think they're going to hit the Grove just because they have a lot of jeweler boutiques there and I don't really want to impose, but mine are very original compared to what theirs are. So I don't know. We'll see. But if you're interested in one, you just let me know and I can figure out a way to take care of that. Okay. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. I hope it warms up where you are. I hope that you are not like we are and freezing your bohiny off. Okay. Thanks for joining us. Or joining me, I should say. Have a great day. Bye.